Yeah, well, Tripp's in here too. Now we got both boys. All right, guys. So the next Way or No Way of the night, we are going to stick on the NFC side of things and playoff picture. And the Detroit Lions right now are sitting at 4-7. They are 10th in the AFC or the NFC playoff picture. They are sitting behind the Falcons at 5-7, Seahawks at 6-5, the Commanders at 7-5, and the Giants at 7-4. The Commanders and Giants are both in right now with the Seahawks, Falcons, and Lions all on the outside looking in. So the Lions have kind of got hot, guys. They won 3 games in a row, and then they lost on Thanksgiving Day to the Buffalo Bills, right? Very, very good game. Josh Allen finally come back and won a close one. Good job, Alfarab and your boys. But way or no way, the Detroit Lions make the playoffs this season. So as you guys already know, we just talked about the New York Football Giants. They're sitting at number 7 right now at 7-4. I don't think they will win another game for the rest of the season, so they're out. So let's just go ahead and cross the Giants off the list. So by facto, that moves the Commanders up to 7. That moves the Seahawks up to number 8, and the Falcons at 9, at 8, and then the Lions at number 9. The Falcons. Does anybody want to win a game in the NFC South? Let's just put it out there. Does anybody want to win a game in the NFC South? Answer to that question is no. Falcons, cross them off the list. Bada bing, bada boom. So right now we are in a 3-team race. 4-7 Detroit Lions, 6-5 Seattle Seahawks, 7-5 Washington Commanders. I think the Commanders are in. The Commanders are playing really, really good football right now, and they probably lose 2 of their last 6, right? They are just playing good football. They're getting healthy. I'm not for sure if Chase Young is coming back yet or not. I think he had to be by this Tuesday to get him off the IR. Me working nights for the next couple weeks is kind of, messing with my news stories here. But right now, it is between the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, they have a 2-game lead. So let's look at the Seattle Seahawks schedule moving forward. Sitting at 6-5, they're playing the Rams this week. I know what you guys are saying right now. The Rams don't have Matthew Stafford. Aaron Donald is going to miss his first career game. Cooper Kupp is out, and the list goes on and on and on. But do not sleep on the division games here. Do not sleep on them. I'm going to chalk this one up for the Rams. So the Seahawks are now get that first loss. Then they play the Panthers. The Panthers, I'm actually going to propose a question of the day tomorrow right here on Facebook.com/manhour. Did the Panthers mess up by sitting Baker Mayfield? And I was reading a story, and it makes freaking sense now. They sat Baker Mayfield because they don't want to give a Browns a 4th-round pick because he was supposed to play, 60% of the games or snaps or something like that. They get a conditional 4th-round pick. That's not going to happen. So they do beat the Panthers going into that week. 3 weeks from now, they play the 49ers. That is a loss. They lose to the Chiefs as well. Then they play the Jets. Give me a loss versus the Jets. And then they beat the Rams to end out the season, giving them a 8-9 record moving forward. So 8-9 is respectable. It is a losing record, but the last time the Seahawks had a losing record going into the playoffs, what did they do? They ended up going to the Super Bowl, right? Are they going to the Super Bowl? Let's just simmer down now. Simmer down now. This is about the Detroit Lions. We'll talk about the Seahawks tomorrow. Slow down. So the Detroit Lions are sitting at 4-7 right now. So they need at least 5 wins to get into that number 7 seed, with some help as well. Let's see who they got up next. They play the Jacksonville Jaguars next. This is going to be a good game. The Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars. This is going to be a very, very good game. We saw what the Jacksonville Jaguars did against the Tampa Bay, or not Tampa Bay, but the Baltimore Ravens, right? Trevor Lawrence finally came into his own. Excellent pass in the end zone. They went for 2. This team loves Doug Peterson, and they're rallying around them. So give me a loss for the Jacksonville or the Lions versus the Jaguars. Then they play the Vikings. Man, I believe this game is at Ford Field. I should have wrote home and away. I did not. But the Minnesota Vikings versus the Lions is always a good game. People are still kind of down on the Vikings, and I get why. They do have a lot of flaws in their game, but this is TJ Hawkinson's first game versus this older team. They're probably going to try to force him the ball a little bit. Let's take Hawkinson out. Give me the win versus the Vikings. Then they play the Jets. That's a win. They play the Panthers. That's a win. They play the Bears. That's a win. And they play the Packers. That is a win. So 5 wins 5 of their last 6 to get into the playoffs. But that gives them 8-9 as well. Wow. 8-9 versus 8-9. Both losing records, but both battling for that 7th spot in the NFL or in the NFC playoffs. So no way the Detroit Lions get into the playoffs? No way. Unfortunately, even if they were to do 8-9, just like the Seahawks moving forward, the Seahawks win the head-to-head tiebreaker. I did the playoff predictor thing, and I don't know the exact reason, but they do win the head-to-head tiebreaker on on that. So the Lions, very successful season, very successful second half of the season. 3 games in a row, lost to the Buffalo Bills, lost to Jacksonville, but then 5 wins in a row to finish out the season. Wow, that is freaking awesome, right? Whoever thought the Detroit Lions would win 5 games period on the season, let alone 5 games in a row to end the season? The Detroit Lions are up and coming, guys. Just this year is not their year to get into the playoffs, and unfortunately, it is going to be a no way for checking out that man-hour clip. If you're interested in the next video, click the link right here. Of course, subscribe right here, and always join us Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. East Coast time, right here where you're watching this clip. And as always, Man Hour Nation, rise up.